Greetings, everyone. You're tuned into Royal Telly, and I'm your host, Chloe. Royal Telly is your go-to source for insightful discussions on the royals. Today, we're delving into an intriguing topic, the closure of a shop run by Prospect Hospice, a charity under the patronage of Queen Camilla. But this isn't just about a charity shop closing its doors. It's about the reality of royal patronages and the truth that often lies hidden behind the glitz and glamour. Today, we're lifting the curtain on the reality of royal patronages. Recently, Prospect Hospice, a charity under Queen Camilla's patronage, has closed one of its shops. For over a decade, this shop has been a beacon of hope, providing vital end-of-life care to countless individuals. But now, due to rising costs and a need to focus its limited resources, the charity has been forced to make this difficult decision. The closure of this shop is not a standalone event. It's a reflection of the harsh economic realities that countless charities across the country and indeed the world are facing. Despite the royal seal of approval, despite the weight of Queen Camilla's name, this charity shop could not escape the crunch of financial strain. Over the last 10 years, Queen Camilla's name has been attached to this organization. She has made appearances, delivered speeches, and posed for photos, most recently in January of this year. The narrative spun by the palace and the press is that these engagements bring invaluable media coverage and a reputational boost for the charity. But let's pull back the curtain and examine the reality. The closure of this shop is a glaring reminder that a royal name does not shield an organization from financial stress. It's a stark example of the monarchy reaping the benefits of positive headlines, while the charities they endorse are left to grapple with economic pressures. Despite Queen Camilla's patronage, the charity faces the same economic realities as many others. The royal name, the royal presence, and the royal speeches did nothing to prevent this charity from closing its doors. It's time to question the value of royal patronages and to recognize the real heroes in the world of charity: the staff, the volunteers, and the ordinary donors who keep these organizations afloat. This is the truth behind the closure of the charity shop. A truth that exposes the hollow nature of royal patronages and calls into question the narrative so carefully constructed by the palace. It's time to ask ourselves, what value does a royal name really bring to a charity? This incident raises questions about the actual impact of royal patronages on charities. It's tempting to believe that having a royal patron is a golden ticket for nonprofits, a guarantee of increased visibility and funding. But when we delve a little deeper, a different picture emerges. For years, organizations like Giving Evidence have been studying this very topic. They've pored over records, analyzed data, and drawn some rather intriguing conclusions. Far from being a boon, royal patronages appear to have little to no effect on a charity's bottom line. When Queen Camilla attached her name to Prospect Hospice in 2013, we were led to believe that her patronage would bring invaluable media coverage and a reputational boost. Yet, despite her speeches, appearances, and photo ops, the charity is now closing one of its shops due to financial strain. Her patronage did absolutely nothing to shield this organization from the harsh economic realities countless others face. And this isn't an isolated incident. A 2020 study found no evidence that royal patrons increased revenue. Imagine that. Nearly 3/4 of the charities with a royal patron in 2019 received no visits or official engagements at all. So much for the promised visibility and reputational boost. The reality is, royal patronages seem to be more about public relations for the crown than meaningful support for charities. They offer great photo opportunities and speeches that burnish the royal family's image, while the charities themselves are left to rely on the real heroes: their staff, their volunteers, and ordinary donors. So, is royal patronage just a facade? Well, the data certainly suggests so. The closure of Prospect Hospice's shop is a stark reminder that a royal name offers no real protection from financial stress. It's an example of the monarchy benefiting from the positive headlines that come with being associated with a good cause, while that good cause is left to face economic pressures all on its own. In fact, a 2020 study found no evidence that royal patrons increased revenue. It's time we take a closer look at these hollow patronages and question what they truly offer to the charities they purport to support. A recent study on Prince Andrew's charities provides the most damning evidence. When the prince was stripped of his patronages in the aftermath of a public scandal, all 59 of his UK charity ties were severed overnight. This sudden shift created what researchers call a natural experiment, providing a unique opportunity to observe the real impact of royal patronages. If the claims were true, if these royal ties truly offered a lifeline of visibility and funding, then we would expect to see these charities suffer a significant blow. We would expect to see them struggle to maintain their revenue streams without the royal name attached to their cause. But that's not what happened. Instead, these charities remained steady. Their income didn't take a hit. Their visibility didn't falter. They didn't crumble without the prince's patronage. 6 separate statistical models, each one comparing the charity's performance before and after losing their royal patron, confirmed this fact. Prince Andrew's involvement had zero measurable effect on their revenue. But the story doesn't end there. In some cases, the relationship with the prince didn't just fail to provide a boost, it actually cost the charity money. One organization reportedly paid out of its own pocket to fly Prince Andrew to New York for a fundraising event. When the dust settled, the event didn't bring in enough donations to even cover the cost of the prince's travel expenses. The charity ended up in the red, a net drain instead of a gain. These findings paint a stark picture. They reveal the hollow truth behind the glittering facade of royal patronages. They show us that these royal ties do not protect charities from financial stress, do not guarantee them increased visibility, and do not provide them with a boost in funding. Instead, they serve as a public relations exercise for the royal family, a way for them to associate themselves with good causes without actually providing meaningful support. In some cases, the relationship even costs the charity money. This isn't just a sad note about a charity, it's a wake-up call. It's a call to recognize the real heroes of these organizations, their staff, their volunteers, the ordinary people who donate their time and money. They are the ones truly making a difference. These findings shatter the palace's narrative about the value of royal patronages. For years, we've been fed a story of royal patronages as a lifeline for charities, a beacon of hope in their fundraising efforts. But as we dig deeper, it's becoming clear that this narrative is far from the truth. Royal patronages, it seems, are less about providing substantial support to the charities and more about a PR exercise for the crown. They serve as a platform for the royal family to create a positive image, offering plenty of photo opportunities and speeches that boost the royals' public standing. But when it comes to the charities themselves, they're left to face the economic pressures on their own. The royal name, with all its glitter and glamour, offers no real protection from financial stress. The closure of Prospect Hospice's shop is a prime example. Despite having Queen Camilla as a patron for over a decade, the charity shop still had to close its doors due to financial strain. This is a stark reminder that a royal name, while it might bring some temporary visibility, doesn't necessarily translate into tangible support or financial stability. Moreover, the research on Prince Andrew's patronages has shown that the lack of a royal patron doesn't necessarily mean a decline in income for charities. This raises a question about the actual value of these royal ties. Do they really increase funding? Do they guarantee visibility? The evidence suggests otherwise. The truth is, for a charity, relying on a royal name is a poor substitute for real, tangible support. It's the staff, the volunteers, the ordinary donors. These are the real heroes. These are the ones who keep the charities running, not the royal patrons. This revelation calls for a reevaluation of the role of royal patronages. It's time to expose these hollow patronages for what they truly are: a facade, a shiny cover-up that hides the harsh economic realities faced by many charities. The closure of Prospect Hospice's shop is a stark reminder that a royal name offers no real protection from financial stress. The evidence is clear. Royal ties do not increase funding, they do not guarantee visibility, and they do not prevent decline. We've taken a journey today pulling back the curtain on the reality of royal patronages. From the closure of a shop under the patronage of Queen Camilla to the startling revelations from the Prince Andrew case, It's evident that these royal ties are more about image than impact. We've seen how the Prospect Hospice, despite being associated with a royal name, faced the harsh reality of financial stress. This story underscores a sobering truth. The glitz and glamour of royal patronage offer no real protection against economic pressures. It's the staff, volunteers, and ordinary donors who are the real heroes, tirelessly working to keep these charities afloat. And then there's the Prince Andrew case, a stark reminder that the withdrawal of royal patronage doesn't necessarily spell disaster. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The charities associated with him continue to function, their revenue unscathed, debunking the myth of royal patronage as a lifeline for these organizations. This isn't just about one charity or one royal, it's a systemic issue, a well-documented pattern that suggests that royal patronages may be more of a PR exercise for the crown than a meaningful support system for the charities they are tied to. Thank you for joining us today on Royal Telly. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. I'm Chloe, signing off.